Well, here we are up in the shack, and I've had a little bit of a change around and set up the two HF radios now over on that little desk. I need to really sort this out big time, you know. It would be quite nice to have a proper kind of sort of radio desk there, other than a little bit of desk space that I've got, but at the moment it's fairly sort of neat. And right, I'm going to set the camera up on a tripod so I can rest my arms a little bit. Just one sec. Right, that's better. I can move around a little bit more. You know, I like to move my hands around when I talk. Yeah, there you go. So I've just set it up, as I say, just on the bench here, next to the Alinco, and as you can see, it's actually a little tiny little bit smaller. I suppose the Alinco has got the front firing speaker, which is quite handy if you want to rack mount it, which is something I'd like to do at some distant point in the future, and that means that fires straight out the front. And yep, switched it on. It gave me a little bit of a heart attack to start with, because the main VFO knob there wasn't active in FM and AM, and I thought, God, that's got to be some reason for that. You know, it's a bit strange that it's not kind of active by default, and so I spent a good kind of 45 minutes looking through the manual, and eventually on page 19 it does say that in AM and FM mode the main tuning knob is set inactive, which is a bit strange, and you have to go into the menus and then you can set it as active. But in AM and FM mode you use the smaller FVHO, which is this the DSP knob here, and you can adjust the step on that as well. I've got it on 5 at the moment, which is probably about where I'd want it on USB. And so it's a little bit odd, isn't it? You know, that kind of threw me into a bit of a panic. So anyway, yep, it's all set up. We're on sort of sideband. Nothing really going on at the moment. Everything is completely flat on the radio. All of the EQ settings for the microphone, which is obviously this controversial MH31A, that's all set as flat. The attenuator is set as flat, so it's pretty much on par with the Alinco at the moment. And so I'll try and get a comparison between the two. I'll try if I can catch Charlie Tango 318 on his way home from work. Not the best environment for a rig check, because he will be mobile, so my signal will be changing. I've turned the power down to just over 50 watts, which matches the Alinco as well. So they're very similar, you know, so same on power. But I'll try and get a sort of a brief radio check and see how it sounds. Everything set on flat. I know you can change this around, and I'm sure with a little bit of kind of like adjustment to bring it up to its full potential, but it's interesting to see how it sounds out the box, so I'm going to try and do that a little bit later. But as for now, you know, that's about it. I've got a few things that I need to do outside, so I'm going to leave it for now, and I'll come back in a little while. Cheers, thanks for watching. This is Charlie Tango 1664 calling Charlie Tango 318 mobile.
Fred, go to usual, mate, usual, 27305.
Roger, 27305. Yeah, do you copy Charlie Tango 318 mobiles? Here's Charlie Tango 1664 for you.
Yeah, I've got you, mate. I wondered if our friends followed us up, the guy from Watford with the President Grant too. So I'll give that guy a shout. I can't remember his name or his call sign, but the guy with the Grant too, you on the side, mate? No, nothing heard this end, Fred.
Yeah, Roger. No, all clear this end, Steve. I'm rolling the camera at the moment, Steve. I want to test out another new radio with you, if that's okay.
Another new radio, yeah, go ahead, Fred.
Okay, Roger, I want to do a bit of comparison. At the moment, I'm on the Alinco DX-77, and I want to switch over for the first time to a Yaesu 450 Delta, Yaesu 450D QSL.
Yeah, Roger, yeah, shoot, mate, whack it on, let's see what you sound like.
Right, okay, so Roger, next time you'll hear me, hopefully I'll be on the new radio. Okay, Charlie Tango 318 Mobile, while you're just going around your roundabout. Yeah, so this is another radio, Steve. This is the Yaesu FT-450D that I was talking about. I took the plunge and bought that.
Right, Fred, go ahead, mate. Sorry, I won't go round the roundabout. I was going for my camera, mate. But yeah, I've got you. You're spot on frequency on that. No trouble at all.
1664 returning. You had me worried there for a minute because I was chatting away. Yeah, I was just saying, Steve, as I say, this is the Yaesu FT-450 Delta, but I'm running the rather controversial standard microphone that comes with it. It's the 31A microphone, which is it's a dynamic microphone. And everyone recommends the slightly older microphone, the 67A, which is a electric condenser microphone, which I've actually ordered one of those. So this is not the best microphone, but I'm glad to hear I'm on frequency. Back to you, Steve.
Yeah, okay, Fred. Honestly, the Alinco sounds better. But before I started filming, you already said that. But it just takes a bit of time, doesn't it? You know, try your other mic when you get it. Nothing wrong with it, of course. It's sounding good, but I just prefer the tone of the other Alinco, and plus it will take me years a while to attune to your new tone of voice, which it does. I don't know if you ever bought yourself a new rig and turned it on. You thought, I like the sound of that, but after a day or two of using it, it's what you're used to, isn't it, mate? So, what sort of power are you running out of, Fred?
Yeah, copy, Steve. I've got it at the same as the Alinco at the moment. It's topping out just under the 60 watts. Looking at my power meter at the moment, it's matching the Alinco on 50 watts. No, I totally understand. This, I say, this microphone has had some terrible reports. I knew that when I bought the radio, which is why I've ordered the older microphone, the electric microphone, which everyone says that you need to swap over. So yeah, this microphone, unfortunately, I don't know why, it just doesn't work particularly well with this radio. The tone of voice is pretty muffled from what I've heard. But good to say that without any clarification adjustment, Steve, you're absolutely spot on clarification today, which is better than the Alinco. That was always very sort of slightly off. And to me, yeah, you're sounding lovely and clear, Steve. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, mate. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I don't really worry about using to clarify, you know, obviously that's what it's there for. But it's good to know I'm about on frequency. Do you know how to turn on your processor on that yet, Fred, or have you literally just ripped it out of the box, mate?
1664. Yeah, I have literally just ripped it out the box this afternoon and sort of set it up. So no, I've got no equalisation running or anything. So it is just bare, you know, bare minimum, which is probably why it doesn't sound as good as it could. I've got a lot to learn. I've got a massive manual with it, and I've already read sort of part of it. But yeah, a lot to learn there, mate. Steve, back to you.
Yeah, well, you're not muffled. I can tell you that now, Fred, straight off. I'll tell you how it sounds. Sounds typical sort of Yaesu-ish. It sounds a little bit like you've got your head in a box. It gives that sort of tone. But it's not muffled in any way, mate. I had a similar problem with my 897.
I'm not expecting much. I knew out of the box. I knew the Alinco would be better because of the reports I've had on the Alinco. So I was expecting that. As I say, hopefully the older microphone will turn up. The 67, that will turn up in a few days, and that is supposed to improve it as well with a bit of equalisation as well. But I'm glad it's on clarification. You know, the clarification's spot on, and I say you're coming through great. So as long as I can hear people, and you know, people can hear me, jobs are good in there, Steve. I'm happy there. Back to you.
Yeah, there's a base station, Fred. Do you want to bring them in, mate?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, QSK brake station. Would you like to go ahead? This is Charlie Tango 1664. Can't see him. Yeah, Steve, there's someone well in the back of the box at my end. I don't know if there's any clear at your end.
Yeah, the bike station, give me a minute and I'll have a go bringing you in. What a roundabout, hold on.
So there we go. That probably wasn't the best radio check using a mobile station like Steve 318, but Steve is very, very good with radios. You know, he's been on radios for years, and he gives a very good, accurate radio check. He's a very experienced user. So I'm very pleased all in all. I did say that, you know, without any of the equalisation settings adjusted, and with that rather sort of ambiguous, the MH31A microphone, which is just off camera here, but yeah, I knew that wouldn't sound quite as clear as the Alinco. Surprisingly, you know, the Alinco with no equalisation at all built in just does the business, and it's been such a great little radio, I must say. When I get the newer, which is in fact the older microphone, the 67 microphone, the electret microphone, it'd be interesting to do a comparison there with Steve. Hopefully my voice will sound that little bit clearer. Also, we'll delve into some of the EQ settings. I need to sort of learn how to do that. But an interesting test straight out of the box. Unfortunately, we had a QSK on the side there. That was Bob. He was up a hill. I didn't get his call sign. I could hear his Roger bleep, but I even tried the old headphones there, but I just couldn't quite bring him in, which was a bit of a shame. Anyway, that was a very quick comparison. Thanks for watching. As I say, there'll be more videos on the Yaesu 450D when we get the other microphone, and that's about it. So cheers and beers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye bye now.